Students, today we are going to start with organizational structure. Very first thing, organizational structure, it is defined as a framework. Now, what type of framework it is? It is a framework within which managerial and operating tasks are performed. And in this framework, it specifies the relationship between people. We have done that part, who is the boss and who is the subordinate. So it specifies the relationship between people, work and resources. It allows correlation and coordination. That is the most important thing, that it allows correlation and coordination among human, physical and financial resource, and in this way it enables a business enterprise to accomplish desired goal. So that is organizational structure. Moving towards, when we are talking about student organizational structure, the most important from board point of view, this is very important, that what is span of management. You can see in bold over there, span of management. So many times a one mark question is there, what is span of management. So before we start with organizational structure, let us talk about what is span of management. Just see, span of management refers to the number of subordinates that can be effectively managed by a superior. Again, refers to the number of subordinates that can be effectively managed by a superior. It means that a one under one superior, how many subordinate should be there so that he can effectively manage them. So this is termed as span of management. How many subordinate can be effectively managed by one superior. Hope so this point is clear. Moving towards, now we are going to start with types of organizational structure. So before we start with types of organizational structure, let's once again just revise that what is organizational structure. So what we can say, that organizational structure, it's a network of job position, responsibility and authorities at different level of organization. Now, this organizational structure shows the authority and responsibility relationship between the people working at different job positions. We have discussed this thing in the meaning part. So, organization structure makes clear who is reporting to whom, who is the boss and who is the subordinate. Now, students, the organizational structure, mainly there are two types of organizational structure. Though on screen you can see only one, functional structure. There are two types of structure, divisional structure and functional structure. So in this video we are going to focus on functional structure only. You can see diagram over there. One CEO is there and three departments are there: production department, marketing department and sales department. Three departments are there. So what is functional structure? So when the activities or the jobs are grouped keeping in mind the functions or the job, then it is called functional structure. For example, all the jobs related to production are grouped in production department. All the things which are related to sales will be in sales department. Production will be in production department. In that manner, it means entire organization is divided on the basis of functions. Hope so this point is clear. We are moving towards the advantages of functional structure. As just now we have discussed that entire organization is divided into on the basis of functions. So the very first advantage of functional structure, that is, it leads to specialization, since emphasis is placed on specific function. As employee perform similar tasks within a department and are able to improve performance. One who is working in production department continuously year after year doing that job only, he becomes perfect. So focus on specialization. Second point, it promote control and coordination within a department because of similarity in tasks. As because of similarity in tasks, they can understand each other in a much better way. That's why it is very easy to control and coordinate within a department. Moving towards the next advantage, it helps in increasing managerial and operational efficiency, as this result in increased profit. It increase in managerial and operational efficiency. Definitely, managerial and operational efficiency is going to increase because of repeated tasks. It leads to next point, it leads to minimal duplication of efforts, which result in economies of scale, and this lowers cost. No duplication of work will be there. Production department will focus on production, sales department will focus on only on sales, and other finance department will focus only on the financial matter. So there is no chance of duplication of work. It makes training of employees easier as the focus is on only a limited range of skill. So, management people have to train employees for a particular job. So, economical, it is very economical and it is easy for the employee also. Next, it ensures that different functions get due attention. The most important part, that is again indirectly at this point, is talking about specialization, that each and every major and minor function should be performed by a specialist. Again and again, they are repeating the same type of work, so they become specialist. Moving towards next, students, we are going to start with limitations of functional structure. Remember, in this video, we are talking only about functional structure. So, the very first limitation of functional structure, a functional structure places less emphasis on overall enterprise objectives than the objectives pursued by the functional head. So, what is the meaning? Those who are working in a particular department, they are more loyal toward that particular department only. Say for example, those who are working in production department, they just want to fulfill production department target. They are not looking towards the organizational target. So that is the biggest problem in functional structure. Second limitation, it may lead to problem in coordination as information has to be exchanged across functionally differentiated department. Now, another problem of or limitation is lack of coordination. Coordination between and among different departments, it's not there because their knowledge is up to one function only. uh, Again, I'm repeating, that is like the production people are aware of only production part. They are not aware of the difficulties in sales department. They are not aware of the difficulty of financial department. So when they don't understand the difficulty of next department, then it's very difficult to make a coordination. Then a conflict of interest may arise when the interests of two or more departments are not compatible. For example, the sales department insisting on a customer friendly design may cause difficulty in production. Now, that is the biggest problem of functional structure. Every department, they are just concerned, they are just focused on their own departmental objective. So, example is given over there that sales department, what is the focus of sales department? They want to increase their sales. Now, if they want to increase their sales, they want a product to be beautifully designed, but that design might be practically not possible for the production department, or it is very difficult for production department to execute that part. So that is the problem. Again, next limitation, it may lead to inflexibility as people with same skill and knowledge base may develop a narrow perspective and thus have difficulty in appreciating any other point of view. Functional head do not get training for top management positions because they are unable to gather experience in diverse areas. Now, what is the meaning? Firstly, inflexible. They are very inflexible because their knowledge is very limited up to a particular function. That's why it is inflexible. They can't understand the problem of the next department. Secondly, functional, those who are working in functional structure, getting at a chance of promotion is very less because those who are working on the topmost position, they should be aware of each and every aspect of the organization, but this point is lacking behind when we are talking about those who are working in as a functional structure. The production people are aware of production only, sales people are aware of sales only. So that is a biggest limitation. Now the last part, that is suitability. So functional structure, again I'm repeating, functional structure means when the activities or jobs are grouped keeping in mind the functions of the job, then it is called functional structure. Entire organization is divided on the basis of functions. Let's see, this type of organizational structure is suitable for which type of organization? Just see on screen. It is most suitable when the size of organization is large and has a diversified activities and operations require high degree of specialization. It means it is functional structure is suitable for the large organization firstly. Secondly, it is suitable for those where the organizations are dealing in diversified activities. So two things are there. And thirdly, definitely when a high degree of specialization is required, then definitely they should, organization should go for only and only functional structure. So in this video we have seen what is organizational structure. Then we have done types of organizational structure. In this video, I have covered only functional structure, its advantages, limitations, and where this type of functional structure is suitable for which type of organization. That's it, student, for the day. Thank you.